Good morning, Vets for Pets. Thank you for choosing us today to talk with you about systems that support sustainability. We're very excited to be here and to talk with you about all the things that can help our environment and keep our animals safe. We're going to begin with a brief overview of things we're going to cover in the presentations. My colleagues and myself are going to give you a nice outline. So what we're going to discuss first is what sustainability can do for your industry. So not only how it helps you, but also how it's helping the environment and the benefits that you're having towards the ecosystem. Next thing we're going to talk about are the 3 IT recommendation systems that we have in place for you. These are just suggestions. We're going to give you a final recommendation in the very end, but we like to keep our options open. Our next point is going to be about the cost. So this would include the installation cost and the approximate operational costs. And we're not going to get into any specifics about certain types, but that can be discussed later on with our providers. And our next topic will be the benefits, the risks, and the limitations. So this is the good, the bad, and what could possibly happen for your company, but it's all in good fun. There's nothing too major here that would derail the organization by any means. And then finally, as I previously mentioned, we're going to have an overall recommendation that we're going to provide for your company.
So before we dive in talking about specific IT systems, I wanted to touch on some key successes that have been reported from different functional areas within businesses. So I found 4 different departments that I could give examples for. So I had sales, production, accounting, and then human resources. So starting with sales, since our customers, for the Vets for Pets customers, are, they're more conscious, this goes for any business, are more conscious of the environment and making improvements, using sustainability is going to strengthen your reputation. So whether you are a manufacturer or a supplier, highlighting your initiatives to the public will help you attract a whole new base of customers, which in result will increase your sales. As for production, employees work harder when they are engaged and have a sense of pride in their company. And then the next bullet point is accounting. So this is just one example I found, and it has to do with tax that I thought was kind of interesting. There are a variety of tax credits and rebates on both the federal and state level for manufacturers who proactively implement more sustainable improvements. So I thought that was really cool. So you're getting a benefit for adopting a more sustainable practice, which makes sense. And then human resources is the last bullet point, which basically implementing sustainable practices gives this department higher decision-making authority overall. So overall, businesses will be able to stay more flexible, efficient, and safe, while still having the capacity to change and scale from the benefits that I just listed.
Now we'll be talking about some IT systems. So a few providers of sustainability IT systems that we found are Integrity Next, Cority, and Intelex. Integrity Next provides clients with real-time information about their suppliers, such as sustainability, compliance ratings, and social media metrics to get insights into the reputation of the supply chain. Cority tracks environmental impacts of operations, efficiency, and safety, and all of these are crucial to ensure future business success. And then Intelex is a holistic data management software that can be programmed to track supply chain operations and ways to ensure sustainable practices.
In 2015, the United Nations created an agenda for sustainable development for the year 2030. There are currently 3 years in which world leaders have agreed to implement sustainability goals within their countries. A few of these goals are mobilizing efforts to end all forms of poverty, fight inequalities, tackle climate change. The resources that are needed to complete this are estimated to be in the trillions of dollars, but it's important to know that there are more than enough resources present to complete this. Siemens is an example company. They are based in Germany, and they focus their sustainability efforts off of the United Nations agenda, and they use the IT system Cority. Cority has developed 6 steps to successfully deploy an EHS&S software system. These steps are evaluate and strategize, refine the requirements, optimize the design, put it to the test, introduce the solution, study the value change. Now, Siemens implemented this system within their company, and they reported an increase in communications and an improved the flow of information among other things in their company. Now, cost for this system depends on the level of sustainability that is wished to be achieved and the size of the company. So Cordy offers multiple different levels of the sustainability system. You can integrate it as an enterprise-wide EHS software solution, a scaled-down version for mid-sized companies, and a standalone solution to suit your specific requirements. Now, Cordy has estimated the median initial software budget for a comprehensive system to be around $100,000 and an issue-specific system to be approximately $37,500, but these depend on the size of how much sustainability you wish to implement within your company.
As for the benefits of integrating our IT system recommendation, it will improve the overall brand image for Vets for Pets. People are more interested now than ever before to better understand what good your company is doing in the world. So they're going to become more interested in Vets for Pets because they are wanting to implement this sustainable IT system. So an increase in productivity, like I mentioned previously, a reduction in costs and waste, which both kind of fall under the increase in productivity category. And then it will attract employees to want to work at Vets for Pets because they are wanting to adopt a more sustainable system. And then lastly, it will increase regulation agreeability, which basically means that these sustainable solutions will keep Vets for Pets up to speed with the environmental standards expected of today's society.
So now we'll be talking about limitations. There are limitations to some organizations for confidentiality purposes, as well as the price to go green. This past summer, I worked at the Illinois Department of Transportation in Collinsville, and I was in the personnel office where the HR information was held, and all the documents and information about District 8 and its employees are filed away in storage. This ensures that the information is safe from any hacker or hackers trying to get in. Theft is also a concern with personal information on laptops or tablets, considering those devices are mobile and expensive. Because those companies are limited to what upgrades they may purchase. The more sustainable an organization wants to become means putting more upfront, but it's costly to go green, and it could cause a loss of jobs.
So when implementing a new system, there will always be some risks associated with it. And of course, the digital environment is ever changing. So implementing IT system will create opportunity for unpredictable results. And some specific risks that we have identified are, for example, determining metrics to monitor. When telling the system to track something, the company needs to know what to measure to make sure that their businesses are more sustainable. There's also a lot of labor hours that might be required to understand the system and make sure that it's performing correctly. So a lot of monitoring and constantly checking on performance. Of course, there are some obvious risks, such as power outages. There need to be strategies implemented to recover lost data and understand how to operate in time of network interruptions. The next one is converting results into actions. This requires expertise of management to make the right call when it's time to analyze the results that the system outputs to then turn them into actionable goals for the future. And then lastly, storing information digitally increases the risk of getting hacked and getting information leaks. So there need to be some kind of measures to prevent that from happening.
So now that you've heard all about our different technology systems, we believe Cordy would be the best one meeting all of your needs. Cordy was the system that focuses on operations, efficiency, and safety, which basically means that we want to track emissions that are let out by your organization, including waste, electricity, carbon, things like that. That would really help regulate and help you understand how much you're using and find ways for you to cut back, which would save you on lots of costs and other various things in addition to helping the environment. We chose Cordy because the biggest benefit we have is you being a nonprofit organization, you're going to get a lot of volunteers and sponsors from being more sustainable because people really enjoy helping the environment and supporting businesses that also support the environment. We understand that a limitation for you would be funding. Since you are a nonprofit, it's going to be really hard for you maybe to come up with that money, but there's all sorts of grants and things you could find maybe to help you out. The information's out there. We just might have to look for it a little bit. In the long run, it's going to be a great investment for you. I understand that it's a big upfront cost, but it's really worth it. And again, we understand that there are risks involved. Power outages would cause you to lose your data that's not backed up on the computers, and security breaches from hackers. These could all be really terrible things, but we're not going to talk about that because the odds of that happening are very slim, and we want to focus on the positive things about why Cority would be great for Vets for Pets. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation, and we appreciate all of your patience throughout it. Thank you.